Video is going to be over landforms and how they are formed. We are only going to cover 6 landforms. First, we need to know what a landform is. Landforms are just natural features on the Earth's surface. Natural means that it's not man-made. Meaning humans didn't create it. And by the Earth's surface, I just mean the crust layer of the Earth or the ground. First landform we're going to talk about is canyons. Canyons are formed by the erosion of sediment. Erosion is when sediment is being moved, and sediment are just small pieces of rock and organic material like plants. Usually, a canyon has a river running through it. In the Grand Canyon, the river running through it is the Colorado River. Canyons also have steep sides. They're very, very tall. Quickly, we're going to draw an example of a canyon. You see our river running through, and we've got those high, steep sides. Keep in mind, canyons are not going to be perfect little boxes of rectangles, but this is the best example we have to draw one. Next, we're going to talk about deltas. A delta is also formed by the erosion of sediment. Deltas often form into triangular shapes. Deltas are also where rivers empty into a larger body of water, so a lake or an ocean or a gulf. You're going to want to start out with a regular old river, and that river is going to start to branch out. Leave enough space so that you can show the larger body of water that it's going into. And then around that delta, you're going to have maybe some grass, especially if you're in a marsh or any kind of wetland. Next, we're going to talk about sand dunes. Sand dunes are formed by the deposition of wind, or just wind blowing and dropping sand somewhere else. Deposition, again, is the dropping of sediment. These large sandhills are often found in deserts or on beaches. The last thing we're going to talk about are valleys. There are two types of valleys, U-shaped and V-shaped. We're going to talk about U-shaped valleys. U-shaped valleys are formed by rivers frozen into glaciers. All that means is that during the Ice Age, these rivers, they froze into these large masses of ice, and that ice slowly moved throughout valleys, leaving behind this U shape. So let's see, we've got our valley with a lake, and we're going to show that the valley keeps going by just adding a few more layers onto it. Now over here you could have different land features, just plants, animals, whatever you want. And then we have V-shaped valleys. This is the last part we're going to talk about. V-shaped valleys are simply formed by river erosion. These rivers were never frozen, so they did not become glaciers. The river moves through the valley, creating steep sides and forming a V shape, the river being the middle of that V shape. So you might have your mountain over here, and in the middle you'll have that river running through. For your summary, I want you to tell me the difference between U-shaped and V-shaped valleys. How are they formed?